Hello students, welcome to the geometry class. Today we are going to start with the new lesson, that is parallel lines. Now before starting with this lesson, first we will see what we are going to see in this lesson. First we will learn properties of angles formed by parallel lines and its transversal. Then the test of parallelness of two lines. Then we will see the use of properties of parallel lines. Now before starting with the properties of angles formed by parallel lines and its transversal, first we will understand what are parallel lines. The definition of parallel line is the lines which are coplanar and do not intersect each other are called parallel lines. Now let's understand this with an diagram. Now here I have drawn two lines, line L and line M. Now relate these two lines with the definition. Now definition says that the lines which are coplanar means lines which are in the same plane. So line L and line M are also in the same plane. Then the next part of the definition is they do not intersect each other. Here line L and line M are also not intersecting each other. That means we can say that line L and line M are the parallel lines. Now can you give me any example of where you have seen these type of parallel lines? Yes, your notebook. In your notebook, the lines are, whatever lines are there are the best example of parallel lines. Even the railway tracks are also example of parallel lines. Now let's understand the different relationship between the angles formed by two lines and their transversal. Now in the previous standards also you must have learned the angles formed by two lines and their transversal. Now here I have drawn two lines, line L and line M, and line N is the transversal of these two lines. Now what is the meaning of transversal? Yes, transversal is the line which intersect any two lines in two distinct points. So here also line N is intersecting line L and M in two distinct points. And because of this transversal, how many angles are formed here? Yes, 8 angles are formed here. Let's write the names: angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D, angle E, angle F, angle G and angle H. So these are the 8 angles formed because of the transversal. Now let's understand this, or let's divide these lines in these angles in different groups. Now the first group is pair of corresponding angles. Now we are writing these angles in pairs, so we are telling here pairs of corresponding angles. So what will be the first pair of corresponding angle? Angle D and angle H. So these are the corresponding angles. Now what will be the next pair? Angle A and angle E. Similarly, on the downside of these two lines, angle C and angle G, angle B and angle F. These are the 4 pair of corresponding angles. Now we'll see the pair of alternate interior angles. Now what is the meaning of interior angles? The angles which are present in the interior part of these two lines. So angle B, angle E, angle C and angle H. These are the 4 angles which are present in the interior part of these two lines. So these are called as interior angles. So how many pairs we will get here? Yes, 2 pairs. So alternate angles means the angles which are on either side of the transversal. So what will be the first pair of alternate angle? Yes, angle C and angle E. What will be the next pair? angle B, and angle H. So these are the two pairs of alternate interior angles. Now we will see the pair of alternate exterior angles. Now in the previous slide we have seen the interior angles. Now we will see the exterior. Exterior means the outside part. So here angle A and angle D, angle F and angle G. These are the four angles which are in the exterior part of these two lines. So they are called as exterior angles. Now we will see what are the pairs of exterior angles. Now first pair will be angle D and angle F, and second pair is angle A and angle G. So these are the two pair of alternate exterior angles formed here. Now we will see the pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Now interior angles we have already learned, but we have learned as a alternate angle. Now we are going to see the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So what will be the first pair? Angle B and angle E. They are present on the same side of the transversal. Similarly, angle C and angle H. These are also interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Is that clear to all of you? Yes. Now the next part we are going to see is the pairs of vertically opposite angles. Now we know that opposite angles, same way, vertically opposite angles, there are four pairs of vertically opposite angles formed here. Let's start. First pair will be angle A and angle C. Second pair will be angle D and angle B. Next pair will be downside angle E and angle G, angle H and angle F. So these are the four pairs of vertically opposite angles. I hope you all are understanding this. If you are having any doubt, please watch this video again and again and try to understand it. Now we are going to see some important properties related to these angles formed because of two lines and their transversal. Now what is the first property? When two lines intersect, the pair of opposite angle formed are congruent. Now here I have drawn two intersecting lines, line L and line M, and these two lines are intersecting at point O. Now because of these intersecting line, how many opposite angles are formed here? These two angles and these two angles. So these are the two pair of angles, opposite angles formed here. Now what the property says? These two pair of opposite angles are congruent. That means this angle A, let's say angle A and angle B. So angle A and angle B is congruent. If this angle is angle C and this angle is angle D, then angle C and angle D are also congruent. So that is called as first property. When two lines intersect, the pair of opposite angles formed are congruent. The second property says the angles in a linear pair are supplementary. Now what are linear pairs? Let's see here only. If you consider this line M, in this line M, because of this line L, two angles are formed here, and these two angles are called as linear pair, and these linear pairs are supplementary. Angles in the linear pair and these angles in the linear pair are supplementary, means their addition must be 180 degree. Now the next property is when one pair of corresponding angles is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. When one pair of corresponding angle is congruent, the remaining three, we have seen that there are four pair of corresponding angles formed. So the remaining three corresponding angles are also congruent. The fourth one is when one pair of alternate angles is congruent, then all the remaining pair of alternate angles are congruent. So we have seen that how many pair of alternate angle is formed? Two pairs of alternate angles are formed. Two pair of interior alternate angle and two pair of exterior alternate angle, and all alternate angles are congruent. The next property is when one pair of interior angles on one side of the transversal is supplementary, then the other pair of interior angles is also supplementary. So in short, we can say that a pair of interior angles are supplementary. So whatever interior angles you are finding, all these interior angles are supplementary, means their addition must be 180 degree. So all these 5 properties you have to learn. These 5 properties are very important. We are going to use this property to solve practice set 2.1. Now let's try to solve some problems based on the properties of parallel lines and their transversal from practice set 2.1. The first problem is, in the figure, line RP is parallel to line MS and line DK is their transversal. Angle DHP is equal to 85 degree. Find the measure of following angles. Now here two parallel lines are given to you, and line DK is the transversal, and angle DHP is given as 85 degree, and you have to find angle RHD. This angle we are going to find. Then you are finding angle PHG. This angle also we have to find. Then angle HGS. This angle MGK. This angle also we have to find out. Now first we have to observe this figure carefully, and we have to find out the relationship between these angles. Now angle DHP, this angle is given to you, and you have to find angle RHD. Now what will be the relationship between these two angles? Yes, these two angles are in the linear pair. So we can find these two angles. We know that angles in the linear pair are supplementary. That property we have seen. So let's start with the solution. Major angle DHP plus major angle RHD is equal to 180 degree. Write this equation as equation 1, and reason you will write as angles in linear pair. But angle DHP is given as 85 degree, so you can substitute that value. So angle DHP is 85 degree. So 85 degree plus major angle RHD is equal to 180 degree. Now shift this 85 degree to the other side of equal to sign. You will get major angle RHD is equal to 180 degree minus 85 degree, that is equal to 95 degree. So hence we have solved the first part. Now let's see the second part. In the second question, we have to find major angle PHG. Now how to find this major angle PHG? As we know angle RHD, this angle, just now we have found out what is the measurement of this angle. Yes, 95 degree. So angle RHD and angle PHG are vertically opposite angles, so they must be equal. So therefore we can write here major angle PHG is equal to major angle RHD. Reason you will write here is vertically opposite angles. Now as RHD is having 95 degree measurement, so major angle PHG will also be 95 degree. So hence we have found out the answer. Now let's see the third question. Here you have to find major angle HGS. Now this angle you have to find out. Now can you find any other relationship here? If you observe here DHP, angle DHP and angle HGS, these angles are pairs of corresponding angles. So we know that corresponding angles are congruent. So we can write here major angle HGS is equal to major angle DHP. Reason you will write as corresponding angles. Now major angle DHP is 85 degree. We can write major angle HGS is equal to 85 degree. That will be your final answer. Now let's see the fourth part. Here you have to find major angle MGK. This angle you have to find. Now this angle and this angle are vertically opposite angles. So you can use here vertically opposite angles are congruent. So we can write here major angle MGK is equal to major angle HGS. Reason you will write as vertically opposite angles. Therefore major angle MGK is equal to 85 degree, because we have just found out major angle HGS as 85 degree. This is your final answer. So all the 4 questions we have solved. Now let's start with the second question. Here in the given figure, line P is parallel to line Q and line L and line M are transversal. Measure of some angles are shown, hence find the measure of angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Now let's start with the solution. If you observe this figure carefully, you will find that this major angle A and this 110 degree angle, these angles are in the linear pair. That means their addition must be 180 degree. So here we can write 110 degree plus major angle A is equal to 180 degree. Reason is angles in linear pair. Now if you shift this 110 to the right hand side, we will get major angle A is equal to 180 degree minus 110, that is equal to 70 degree. So here we got the answer as major angle A is equal to 70 degree. Now let's try to find major angle B. Now here to find major angle B, we should know this angle, and let this angle be E. Now to find this angle E, what we can do? 110 degree and this angle E are the interior angles. So accordingly we can write here line P is parallel to line Q and line L is their transversal. So we can write here 110 degree plus major angle E is equal to 180 degree. Reason is interior angles. So we get here major angle E is equal to 70 degree. Now if you know major angle E, we can find major angle B. How? But major angle E is equal to major angle B. Reason is they are vertically opposite angles. Therefore we can write here major angle B is equal to 70 degree. Now let's try to find major angle C. For that we have to consider line P is parallel to line Q and line M is their transversal. If line M is the transversal, then we can got here major angle C and 115 degree angle. These two angles are corresponding angles. Therefore, we can write here major angle C is equal to 115 degree. Reason is corresponding angles. Now major angle D and 115 degree, these two angles are in linear pair. Therefore, we can write here 115 degree plus major angle D is equal to 180 degree. The reason is angle in linear pair. Therefore, major angle D will be 180 degree minus 115 degree, that is equal to 65 degree. That will be your major angle D. Now let's move on to the last part of this session, that is assignment. Here I have given you one question. In the given figure, line L is parallel to line M and line N is parallel to line P. Find angle A, angle B, angle C from the given measure of an angle. Now in this question I have given you one angle measurement and you have to find angle A, angle B and angle C. Now this sum is similar to the previous sum we have solved. So I hope you all must be able to solve this sum. So thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video.